Long ago, when the people of Israel were struggling under the rule of their enemies, God had a special plan to raise a deliverer. Before Samson was even born, an angel appeared to his mother with an incredible message. She would have a son who would begin to save Israel. This child was to be set apart for God from birth. He was never to cut his hair, because his strength would come from God. That child was Samson. As Samson grew, it became clear that God had given him extraordinary strength. But this strength was not just physical, it was a gift from God for a purpose. One day, Samson was walking through a vineyard when suddenly a young lion came roaring toward him. Without any weapon, Samson faced the lion and with his bare hands, he tore it apart. This showed that God's power was working through him. But Samson's life was not only about victories. He often made choices based on his own desires instead of listening to God. Over time, he began to drift away from the purpose God had for him. Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah. The enemies of Israel, known as the Philistines, saw this as an opportunity. They approached Delilah and offered her money if she could discover the secret of Samson's strength. Again and again, Delilah asked Samson, "Tell me the secret of your great strength." At first, Samson gave her false answers. Each time, the Philistines tried to capture him, but he broke free easily. Still, Delilah continued to ask him day after day until he became tired and worn down. Finally, Samson told her the truth. "My strength comes from God, and my hair has never been cut. If it is shaved, I will become weak like any other man." That night, while Samson slept, Delilah called for someone to cut his hair. As his hair was shaved, his strength left him. The Philistines captured Samson, bound him, and took away his sight. They put him in prison, and for a time, it seemed like his story had ended in defeat. But God had not forgotten Samson. Slowly, Samson's hair began to grow again. One day, the Philistines gathered in a great temple to celebrate, mocking Samson and praising their false gods. They brought Samson out to entertain them. Blind and humbled, Samson stood between two massive pillars that supported the temple. In that moment he blessed time. "O Lord God, remember me. Please strengthen me just once more." God heard his prayer. With all the strength God gave him, Samson pushed against the pillars. The ground trembled, the pillars cracked, and the entire temple came crashing down. In that final moment, Samson defeated more enemies than he had during his entire life. Lesson from the story. The story of Samson teaches us powerful truths. Our strength comes from God, not ourselves. Disobedience can lead to consequences. God's mercy gives us another chance. Engagement question. What do you think was Samson's biggest mistake, his pride or his disobedience? Comment below. Moral: even when we fall, God can restore us when we turn back to Him.